Name's William. Welcome to my 15.1.12 project demo called NotableNodes. So this is a project I set up to follow the flow of information on Twitter, and yeah, let's get into it. So you just start by running the app, and it opens this stick enter window. Here we have the name, and it tells you what it does. You basically use PageRank to see the most important nodes on a conversation on Twitter, and a node is a user. So essentially what we have here is a very responsive tick enter widget. So what happens is we have a bunch of data sets on this side here, and you're able to load them into the app. By default, it will always select the first data set. So that's already loaded in. That's why we have this widget here telling us that the most important user for this search term on Twitter is Jamie. And here are different graphs of the important users in the conversation. So if we do that, we'll basically see the subgraph of this important user. You can also search for different terms. Let's say I want to look for, say I want to look at Game of Thrones. Essentially what will happen is the app will go to Twitter and search for Game of Thrones and basically get 50 tweets for us by default. We load that in and it'll tell us, okay, of the 50 tweets that we got, this is the most important one. Let's load Pharrell up, and essentially we'll see a mini graph. Because it's such a small sample size, you're most likely going to get the same graph repeated in each instance. But with a bigger data set, like that of the House of the Dragon, let's load that, we get these different options. So let me look at a graph for, let's say, IMDb. And what that will open is this huge subgraph that has all the mini graphs that IMDb is connected to. So we're able to explore and see the different connections in this subgraph. This is really important if we want to follow the flow of information on conversations like Twitter and identify who the important people are influencing. Another aspect of the application is that we can run it in terminal mode as well. If you run the commands python3 .py and terminal, essentially we can look for another term. Let me look at God of War. So when that's done, we can basically look for God of War Ragnarok and load that data set. So let's press enter, and as you can see here, it will draw the graph, but it will also give us a summary. So we can tell the summary is printed out here. It will tell us the most important node is this account with a page ranking of 0.634, and it will give us a dictionary that has all the other important users in this conversation. Here's the graph that it drew. We can expand that and magnify and see which ones are important.